So you guys know how last Friday I mentioned I have not been watching BookTube all that much recently? It's evident in this video because I completely forgot about the N.E.W.T.s Readathon in August. Hey everyone, my name is Angie and welcome back to my channel, Angie Rose Nomad. Today I have my N.E.W.T.s TBR video for you guys. Now please ignore the previous video that I made on Sunday featuring my August TBR because most of that is going down the drain. If you don't know what the Readathon is, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description down below. G put so much hard work in this Readathon and it is so much fun. I really encourage you guys to participate in the future. This year she included a wizarding career guide and it lets you know what owls and what N.E.W.T.s you need to take to become part of that career. I chose Auror. Initially, I chose a zoologist because I love animals, but it really didn't fit with what I planned on reading at the time, so I switched it to Auror. It's still okay. We're going to roll with it. So for this career, I need an O in Defense Against the Dark Arts, an E in Charms, an E in Potions, and an A in Herbology and Transfiguration. So each class has 3 different grades, if you will. There is A for acceptable, E for exceeds expectations, and O for outstanding. And say I need an O, I have to complete A, E, then O. You can't complete them out of order. So to achieve the O in Defense Against the Dark Arts, I need to start with my A, and that prompt is pick a book that has a black cover under its dust jacket. And for this, I chose Spies of the Balkans by Alan First. This is an old library copy of the book, but I'm hoping you guys can see this. There is a black cover underneath. I had to really reach for this one. I noticed that I own a ton of paperback books, and not many of my hardback books were black. So I found this. It's been on my TBR for ages. So the time is 1940 and Mussolini is pushing his way into northern Greece, but unbeknownst to him, the people of Greece are not going to accept this lying down and they fight back. This in turn angers Adolf Hitler, who comes with the Nazi party, and things go from there. We are following the story of a man named Constantine Zanis, who is a police chief in Greece, and all these spies are coming in, and his job is to protect them. I love espionage books, so I really cannot wait to get started with this one. So after the A, we move on to the E, and the prompt for that is Gilderoy's Memory Charm, the first book that you remembered just now from your TBR. And I actually made my TBR last night when I was sitting next to some of my books, and I saw this beauty, which is called Caught Red-Handed. This was featured in my initial August TBR, and it is the 4th book in the Bake Shop mystery series by Ellie Alexander. We follow the story of Jules Capshaw, who has recently returned home to Oregon, where she is helping her mother run her bake shop Tort and try and get her life back on track a little bit. She went off and worked on a cruise ship, got married, and life wasn't all that she thought it was going to be. So now she's back in this quaint town full of this amazing cast of characters, and in each book someone has been murdered, so Jules has to figure out what's going on and who done it. In this book, we follow the death of Mindy Nolan, who is a restaurant owner in the town, and no one really likes Mindy, so Jules has her work cut out for her. The ex-husband has also recently come back into the picture, as well as her past flame from when she was younger. They're kind of competing for her attention a little bit, so we have the dramatic tension in this book. And lastly, for the O in Defense Against the Dark Arts, it says Cornish Pixie, swatted away with a book written by an English author or set in England. For this, I have chosen Stormbird. This is the first book in the War of the Roses series by this author. I'm not even going to try and say that last name. So we're following 2 different families. We're following the Lancasters and the Yorks. Richard IV has just taken the throne in England, and he really relies on his advisors quite a bit. So there are already murmurs that he is very weak. He should not be in this position at all. And the Yorks are, kind of up in arms about this. But then it comes to light that the British are planning to trade some territories for a bride, Margaret of Anjou. So things go from there. The tension, kind of racks up until we get further on into the series. I'm assuming the War of the Roses was a huge deal, so it is something that I do not know enough about. I want to learn more. I know that Game of Thrones was based off of it, and I know a little rough outline. But yeah, I really want to dive in and see, what this book is about and what I think about it. So my next subject that I need to sit my newts in is charms, and I need an E in this course. So the first one is an acceptable, which is read a book that you think has a gorgeous cover. And I'm kind of cheating a little bit here because I have an arc that I need to get read, and that is The Beekeeper of Aleppo by Christy Lefatieri. This cover is really gorgeous. I enjoy it quite a bit, but I also really need to put up a review of this book. So we're following the story of a couple. Their names, what are their names? Nuri and Afra, and they live in Syria, in the city known as Aleppo. However, when war breaks out in Aleppo, they must flee. They go through such tremendous horrors that I believe Afra is the woman, and she goes blind. So it's only making their plight more dangerous. They go through Greece and Turkey, hoping to finally end up in England, but they can't outrun the horrors that still haunt them. And then to get my E in charms, I need to read a comic, graphic novel, manga, or a book under 150 pages. For this, I have two options because I am such a mood reader and the rest of my TBR is set. So I'm going to decide when I get to this, but my two options are East of West or Sex Criminals. These are both the first volumes in their series. So East of West is basically where the world has just gone down the drain. The four horsemen of the apocalypse are roaming freely on the earth, and the only thing that can save it is death. Sex Criminals follows the story of Susie, who discovers that when she is being intimate with someone, she is able to stop time. She eventually meets Jonathan, who has the same ability, so when they are together, they begin to rob banks, and things go from there. If you have read either one of these or have a preference on which I should read, please let me know down in the comments below. So to achieve a N.E.W.T.s in potions, I need an E. So I have to do A and E. To get an A, the prompt is Polyjuice Potion. Read your friend's favorite book. That is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan, also something that was on my initial August TBR. We're following this centuries-long war and three main characters as they, go through it, struggle with magic and power and things like that. I really don't want to know too much more about it. I know it's a fantasy, pretty sure it's a fantasy, and that's it. That's all I want to know. And on the cover it says, let them fear her, so we shall see. And then to achieve an E, the prompt is House Ingredient. Book with a cover in your Hogwarts house color. So again, we are cheating just a hair with this prompt, and I have chosen Major Pettigrew's Last Stand. This is by Helen Simpson, and yeah, it's blue. But I am not a Ravenclaw, I am a proud Hufflepuff. But if you turn over and look at the spine, it's yellow, and the back is yellow. So we're just gonna pretend that the cover is also yellow. You get where I'm going with this, guys? Do you get it? Yeah. Shh. The story follows the rather grumpy, set in his ways Major Pettigrew. He is a widower, and I believe he runs a local shop. No, he does not. But his friend, Mrs. Jasmina Ali, is a Pakistani, and she does run the shop in the village. And this is the story of their friendship and how they bond, but also if society can ever really accept them because everyone sees that they already have their place. For example, like stereotyping, he's the quintessential local and she will always be the foreign outsider. So my last two subjects, I only need an AN, and in herbology, the prompt is Mandrake, quick, put your headphones on, listen to an audiobook. And for that, I'm going to be picking up The Dutch Wife. This is by Ellen Keith. I really don't remember what it was about. I know I was really excited because it had to do with Amsterdam and World War II. Yeah. It just says on the cover, during wartime, we do what we must. I believe a German officer comes into contact with this Dutch wife who has been sent along with her husband to a concentration camp, and the story evolves from there. And then in Transfiguration, to achieve my A, I need to read a book that features LGBTQIA plus representation. And for that one, I chose The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll. I'm just going to go ahead and read the little cover to you really quickly. It says, Brett is dead and Kelly is not innocent. When two fiercely competitive sisters are cast on a reality TV series, one will benefit immensely. The other won't live through the taping. The producers of Gold Diggers, a popular reality television show featuring successful young female entrepreneurs, expected season 4 to include grandstanding and backstabbing, alliances and betrayals, and catfights both on and off the air. This is a formula that's yielded ratings gold and made the stars of Gold Diggers household names, but they did not expect Brett, perennial fan favorite, to end up dead, nor that so many of the cast would have motives. Okay, so here is what I will be reading in August. This is the final one, you guys. I am not coming out with another TBR, so don't worry about that. If you are participating in the N.E.W.T.s Readathon, please let me know what you are reading down in the comments below, or link your video so I can go check it out. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to become part of the tribe if you have not already. I do post new bookish videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, along with some bookish related ASMR videos if you're into that kind of thing. And I would love to speak to you down in the comments below. I will see you next time. Bye.